We're less than 3 days away from the runoff election, and the race to fill Council District B, the seat there, is heating up.
Right now, Seth Bloom and Jay Banks are both vying for that city council seat. Carice Jackman spoke with both candidates and voters about the race. She joins us live now from City Hall. Carice?
Good evening, Tana and Natalie. Yes, we asked both men about some of the biggest issues tackling the city right now, which includes crime, infrastructure, affordable housing, and short-term rentals. And both men had different views on how they would tackle it if they were elected to that city council seat.
Meeting and greeting voters, Seth Bloom and Jay Banks are out and about, striving to get residents to vote for them with the runoff election just a few days away.
District B is a diverse district, so I want to keep economic development.
Seth Bloom has worked as a criminal defense attorney in New Orleans for the past 14 years and also served on the Orleans Parish School Board. When it comes to crime, he believes he knows what it takes to reduce it.
I think the mayor needs to help reorganize the police department. There's a lot of hardworking women and men in the NOPD, but I think we're ready for a little bit of a change.
Reconstruction workers are not disposable.
Jay Banks has been in the community for a long time, serving as director of the Dryads YMCA School of Commerce in Central City. He also worked as chief of staff for 2 city council presidents. As far as his stance on crime, Banks says the city needs to get to the root of the problem.
Instead of spending money on keeping people in the system, let's invest on not getting them in the system in the first place. Let's redirect some of that money and keep them out as opposed to paying to keep them in.
Another issue, infrastructure and the Sewage and Water Board. If it was up to Bloom, he'd combine SWB and the Department of Public Works into one entity.
I'm one of the only candidates that's saying that. I think it needs to be combined with Public Works so there's better communication and cooperation across the board.
Banks thinks this is a terrible idea.
I'm not in favor of having the structure change. I don't think that fixes anything. All you're going to do is shift the problem.
And what about short-term rentals and affordable housing?
Well, I want to really regulate short-term rentals. I want to make sure they stay in check, that there's density restrictions on them, and that we make sure they're paying their fair share of taxes as well.
It sucks up affordable housing, it damages our neighborhoods, and I'm not in favor of it. However, if Ms. Jones needs to have a short-term rental or Airbnb to make her ends meet, I'm okay with that. But it ought to be tied to the Homestead Exemption.
Now, in last month's election, Bloom received 40% of the votes, while Banks received 27%. Now, this seat was left vacant because LaToya Cantrell decided that she was going to run for mayor. Reporting live at City Hall, I'm Carice Jackman, Eyewitness News.